Hello, my dear students. Myself, Devi Prasad Sir, welcomes to you all to this chemistry class. In this video, I am going to explain you all about the chapter periodic table. Introduction. The early chemistry was keen to try and find patterns in the elements. They tried to group elements into families whose elements showed maximum resemblance. The method of arranging similar elements together and separating them from dissimilar elements is called the classification of elements. The early chemists had no idea of atomic structure or of protons or electrons. So there was no such thing as atomic number known to them. The only thing they could measure was relative atomic mass, and the only obvious way to arrange the known elements was in order of atomic mass. When therefore was done, a period pattern was noticed in the properties of elements. Then came the chemist Dauvergne. A chemist noticed groups of three similar elements in which the atomic weight of the middle element was nearly half of the sum of other two. He called them as triads. One example of davana triad is that lithium, sodium, and potassium. The atomic weight of lithium is 7 and that of potassium is 39. The average of these two atomic weights is 39 plus 7 is 46 divided by 2. That is the atomic weight of sodium. Then came John Newland. He was a chemist as well as was a great lover of music. Therefore, he arranged the elements in the ascending order of their atomic weights and noticed that every succeeding eighth element was the repetition of the first one, like the eighth note of the musical scale. Unfortunately, the pattern broke down with the heavier elements, and because this method was discarded as it has left no gaps for the undiscovered elements. Then came Mendeleev. He arranged all the known elements in the order of increasing atomic weights. He found that when elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic weights, similar elements reoccur after certain intervals. This is called the periodicity properties of elements. The Mendeleev's periodic law states that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. In other words, when elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic weights, similar elements reoccur at regular intervals. Then came Mosley. He found that atomic number is the more fundamental characteristic property of an element and stated that the basis of classification of elements be according to the increasing atomic numbers and not atomic weights, since the properties of elements depend upon the number of electrons and their arrangement. The modern periodic law, it is also called as the Mosley's periodic law. It states that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of the atomic numbers. That is, when elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic numbers, the elements with similar properties reoccur after certain regular intervals or periods. The modern periodic table, it is based on modern periodic law. Many forms of periodic table have been suggested. The most common form of this is the long form periodic table. Now, My dear students, listen about the salient features of the modern periodic table. The periodic table is based on the basic fundamental property, that is atomic number. It correlates position of an element with its electronic configuration. Elements are arranged in increasing order of atomic numbers in 7 horizontal rows, they are called as periods, and 18 vertical columns called as groups. Completion of each period is logical since each period begins with an element having one electron in outermost cell and ends with a zero group element having completely filled outer cell. Each vertical column accommodates elements with the same outer electronic configuration, hence having similar properties. Gradual change in properties is seen with increase in atomic numbers in the periodic table. Reoccurrence in properties are observed or seen with elements belonging to the same subgroup in the periodic table after a difference of 2, 8, 18 or 32 in atomic numbers due to recurrence of similar valence cell electronic configuration. Now, periodicity in properties of the elements. The modern periodic table, which is an arrangement of elements in increasing order of their atomic numbers, is based on the modern periodic law, which states that properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. The periodic properties. The properties which appear at regular intervals in the periodic table are called periodic properties, and the phenomenon is known as periodicity in properties of the elements. My dear students, the periodic properties are atomic radius, ionization potential, electron affinity, electron negativity, non-metallic and metallic character. My dear students, I hope that you all understood the contents of this video. The rest part of this chapter you will get in my next video. Thank you all for watching and learning from this video.